All right, let's get it set up. Cool. Hello? Where's my category? Sports. It's not the category that I'm in. But sure, I'll stay in sports. All right, let me lower this a tiny bit. Okay. Let's see, does the mic work?
I'm Tom Reaver with the Contractor Fight and Contractor Fight TV. Contractors spend so much time trying to score.
Anything? Hold on. Sorry guys, give me, it's gonna take a minute for people to join anyway, so let me at least figure out the, It's gonna take a minute for people to join anyway, so let me at least figure out the, Perfect. All right, cool. So we're good here. All right. All right, 10:32. We're good. All right, yo, what's up, guys? It's your man. It's your man, Alex. And today I'm doing a Q&A, right? Question and answer. It's really hard for me to do this every week because my schedule is so all over the place. But I found time, you know, usually I want to do it Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning. But yesterday I had a really busy day, especially in the morning and afternoon. So I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow, right? It's Friday. Everyone's happy. We're chilling. Hopefully it's beautiful outside where you guys are. And yeah, now we're on the live. Ask me any questions that you guys like. I obviously have things to say, but we can get into that in a little bit. Just want to say hello to the guys in the chat. Danny A, yo bro, you giving yourself a self haircut today? The answer to that is no. So I gave myself a haircut 2 or 3 days ago. I don't know if you guys can probably see it, but gave myself one like 2 or 3 days ago. I really liked the concept of this video. It's definitely new. It's still a haircut video, self-haircut video. But I think you guys are going to like it. It's probably going to come out in 2-3 weeks. But I'm excited for it. I really am. What else? Any news that I got for you guys? Well, I've been working a lot over the past month on rebranding the self-haircut course here. There's a lot of things that I'm seeing shift within the world. People's perspectives on self-haircuts are shifting, and it's becoming more of a positive, more sought-after attribute and skill to attain, which, you know, of course, it doesn't make sense for it to not. Who doesn't want to save money and time by cutting their hair? Who wants to go to a barbershop and spend $50 to $100 every haircut? This guy doesn't. And guess who hasn't over the past 13 years? This guy hasn't, right? So 13 years, over 13 years of experience, right? I started when I was 13 years old. I'm 26, almost 27. So it'll be 14 years. It'll be 14 years in a couple months. So that's crazy. 14 years of experience cutting my hair, of knowledge and just doing, right? So it's nuts. So there is a lot of work that I'm putting into the rebranding of the self haircut course. Whole new setup, completely different website. Just the format and the structure of the lectures, the structure of the coaching calls, the self haircut tutorials, the live streamed self haircut tutorials. The structure of everything's going to be much more suitable for anyone, any student that joins, that can start from legitimate beginner to intermediate to advanced level self haircuts. So I'm putting in a lot of effort right now to make this a real thing, because I'm starting to I've been seeing with certain things that I do come certain outcomes, and those outcomes are what I really want, right? I really want you guys to learn how to cut your hair. I really want you guys to learn how to do it, how to cut your own hair really quickly. I really want you guys to understand all of the movements and whatnot. Like, everything is critical, and I've been really picking the pieces. Not picking the pieces, but figuring out what pieces go with the correct puzzle over the past couple of months. And I think I really got a good grasp on how to structure the entire rebranding of the course, so that when we get new students, you can jump right in on day one and get immediate results. And I'm talking immediate, right? This isn't anything like ridiculous, right? Immediate. The first thing, and I'll even give away a little bit of a thing right now. The first thing you do when you join the rebranding of the self haircut course is going to be jumping on a coaching call with me. That's the first thing, right? Oh wow, Alex, I get a chance to speak with you. Absolutely, because I'm 100% involved with all of my members every single day in the Discord, every single day in the free Discord, right? All the links to that are in the description down below. So there's a lot of things that are really, really positive happening. I'm seeing the world shift a lot towards self haircuts because of how expensive barbers are now pricing their haircuts. And it's only a matter of time before barbers have to start dropping their prices. And people are like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to go to a barber when I can save $1,000 to $3,000 a year just doing it myself. So that's the big shift, and it's really going to be a big shift, especially within the next coming years, because if anybody is watching the news, you guys know exactly what's going on. We're in a global recession, potentially even a depression. A lot of things are happening that prove that we've been in a massive bubble over the past few years, and things are going to drop big time. People are going to lose their jobs. The global economy is going to become even worse than it is now. And now it's pretty bad. Everything's ridiculously expensive, and people aren't happy. Myself included, and a lot of people just aren't happy with the way the economy is right now. So lots of things are happening, and it's going to push people to start cutting their own hair, and push people to want to learn the skill set, because if there's one thing that my channel has, and maybe some others have proved over the past 2.5 years, is that it's humanly possible to cut your hair. And this is funny because I remember getting comments like, this guy cuts his own hair. I didn't even know that was possible, right? I got comments like that. Like, this guy cuts his hair. Like, guys, this guy knows how to cut his own hair. I thought that was humanly impossible, right? So 2.5 years ago, we're going from literally impossible to how can I do it now, right? Like, I don't know if you guys know the story about what is it? The guy that first ran a mile under 4 minutes, right? I don't know. I remember it was like in the 19 something, like I don't know, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. But there was like a riff in the air. It was known that like, hey, or like it was talked about that if you ran a mile under 4 minutes, your heart would like explode or something. So no, everyone was like afraid. And then out of nowhere, this one dude is like, screw that. I don't believe any of that noise. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna train hard, and I'm gonna run a mile under 4 minutes. Right. So this guy blows. I think he gets like a 3:59. Right. 3:59 mile, and the whole world is shocked. They're shocked, and they're like, "Oh crap! Wait a second. It's humanly possible to run a 1 mile under 4 minutes. His heart didn't explode or stop beating." So then, like within the next couple of years, people from other countries in the world started running sub 4 minute miles. So it's like, and then it just became a thing. And geez, I don't even know what's the 1 mile world record today. The 1 mile world record is 3 minutes and 43 seconds. That's insane. And, back then they thought it was impossible. So basically, what I'm trying to allude is that, people thought cutting your own hair was impossible. And now I'm showing, the world and, that it's humanly possible and you can do it too. I'm not just some special character over here that's on the internet cutting my own hair and teaching people how to do the same thing. And I know I'm not the only one that's done this. There's other people I'm sure that are out there that have self haircut videos. But for me personally, it's awesome knowing that I'm the only one that genuinely does this for my entire YouTube channel, right? You might get a few barbers doing self haircut videos. You might get some lifestyle people doing some self haircut videos, but they'll only have like one or two videos. But they really only do it for views at the end of the day. I'm doing it because why? I'm genuinely here to try to teach you guys how to save money and time. So that's the difference. Everyone else does it to get views and does it for entertainment. I'm doing it because I genuinely want to teach people how to save money, because saving money is just as good as making money, right? When you're filing for your taxes, what do you want to do? Do you want to pay the government the most in taxes, or do you want to figure out ways that the government will incentivize you to reduce your taxes, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So it's the same principle here with me trying to teach you guys how to, cut your own hair so you can save money, right? So you don't have to keep, spending money on stuff that you don't need, and you can actually have money to do things that you want to do. Travel, buy a house, buy a car, things like that. So a lot of awesome things coming soon. I would say the rebranding will be done within the next couple of months. There's a lot of work I'm doing to really, really, really make this as professional as possible. A lot of work, a lot of people that I'm trying to get involved to make this thing become a huge success. Because there's a lot of businesses out there that I think just are phony, and they don't, I wouldn't say deserves a harsh word, but I would say the 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 degree to which I think my business could go is extremely beyond what they've achieved, right? I think I can achieve an immense amount of success in comparison to the brands and companies that I have in mind. So that's just what I'm saying. And I'm building what I am building, the rebranding, to be bigger and better than these other companies and whatnot. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to teach. I'm here to help. I'm here to advise, consult. I'm here to take this seriously. So that's what I'm here to do. I know a lot of you guys watch me because you like to learn, you like to save money. Maybe you guys find me entertaining. That's a plus, obviously. And I like I joke around a lot, but for the YouTube videos I'm a little more serious because I like you guys see, I want to teach. I want you guys to learn. So that's the biggest thing. Let me go through a few comments here. What do we got here? Hi Alex, if I send in a pic of myself, of myself cut, can you critique it, bro? Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is, If you send it in the free Discord, it's one of the first links in the description. Uh, it's the second link in the description, alexkouras.com/Discord. Join the free Discord, send the photo, and yeah, I'll critique, whatever you've got. But again, if you want like an actual critique of me, like me and you one on one, face to face, I offer one on one coaching calls as well as like a separate service from the course. So if you really want me to teach you and you really want to get my opinion face to face, like me talking to you one on one, then check out the coaching calls. They've been extremely successful within the course, and that's why I alluded to earlier that that's going to be the first thing that we do whenever a new student joins, the rebranding of the course. So fantastic, and yeah, for sure. Send me what you can in the Discord, and I'll take a look at it. What's your opinion on long hair on men, past shoulder length? Huh? Past shoulder length. That's long, dude. I don't know. Let's take a look. Who are some of these? Who's that guy that plays Aquaman? Who's the Aquaman guy? He's a good looking dude. I spelled Aquaman wrong. Does he have hair below his shoulders? See the thing, he kind of does. Yeah. All right. So I see a photo right here. How do you click on the? All right. So I'm looking at this dude. Give me a sec. Let me rotate my laptop here. I'm looking at this guy here. You guys all probably know who I'm talking about. I don't know what this dude's name is, but this guy, right? This is the Aquaman guy. He's got really long hair, and it looks like it's below his shoulders. And his hair looks good. And I think one of the very few reasons why his hair looks good is because he looks like an extremely masculine guy, right? See, the thing is, long hair is a very feminine attribute. So if you're gonna have long hair, you've got to have masculine attributes to go along with it to kind of counterbalance the long hair. You got to have a strong physique. You got to have some type of facial hair or like a clean cut facial hair. So I would say maybe like grow out a beard, work on your fitness, like have muscularity, tonality, definition. Just increase your like masculine persona in order to have long hair. That's my thing. That's what I think. Like if I were to have long hair, I feel like I would need to work out more, to be honest. Plus, I feel like I don't know. How tall is this guy? Is this guy tall? What's his name? Who Aquaman actor? What's this guy's name? Jason Momoa. He's 6'4". 95% of the world is like under 6'1". This dude's 6'4", and he's 43 years old. Wow, congrats, bro. You look good. 43 years old. He's 6'4". Most people are not 6'4". That's why he looks really good with long hair, because he's big. He's a big dude. He's tall. He's strong, and he looks masculine because he's got the beard and the muscles and whatnot. So yeah, I think if you have long hair, it's cool, but I think in order to look optimal, you might want to have those other attributes as well. Save money is great. Yes, sir. Mark Fu. You know how it is, dude. Tristan Thomas. Hello, do you trim your armpits? How? Have you already tried wax? I do trim them here and there, maybe like once every like month and a half, 2 months. Not very often. I don't really care. I'm not one of those guys that shaves their arms or legs or anything. Like, dude, this is what blows my mind. 90% of dudes that I see, or at least when I went to Greece this summer, 90% of dudes, teenagers, and even like 20s and 30s, these dudes all shaved legs, shaved arms. I'm like, Why? What are you doing? Like, you have it there for a reason. Like, genetics gave you that for a reason. Why are you getting rid of it? Because the world wants, the baby skinned men nowadays? No, forget that. It's ridiculous. Keep your hair on your arms, on your legs. The only places you should be shaving is you can trim your armpits if you're like one of those guys that sweat like crazy, okay? Or if you trim your chest and stomach, then that's okay too, because I know that's very attractive to many women out there. But yeah, trimming is okay. Shaving, no, especially arms and legs. Forget that. That's not. You shouldn't be doing that, in my opinion. But who am I? Yeah, okay. Thanks. He'd look good with any haircut. Yeah, I mean, he's a masculine dude. I'm sure he would look good with many haircuts. Da, 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 da. Let's show this. Mark Fu. I wanted to cut myself many years ago, but I gave up. My skills are so bad. Yeah, Mark, listen. And this is for you and for other people in the live right now watching, and for those that are watching not live. If you're a beginner and you genuinely want to learn how to cut your hair, I would strongly recommend, and this isn't me just being biased, like guys, I have testimonials within my course of my students saying, like, you've helped me so much, they've offered to pay me more money than what the course is because I've helped them so much. If you take the jump of the leap of faith, if you take the leap of faith, you join the course, I guarantee you will be happy with what you're given, right? So if you feel like you've given up because you don't feel like you're learning or your skills are not good, learning for free is not the thing, learning off free YouTube videos isn't working for you, definitely consider joining the course, because I guarantee you I will rapidly increase the rate of which you cut your hair and you will be happy with your results. So that's just it. And this is for everyone that's a beginner that's questioning, whether they should start or not. They're afraid or lack confidence. I can change that. Believe me, I can change that. But you have to be willing to take the leap of faith. Luca Santangelo is a YouTuber who I follow who has longer hair. Look him up. Luca Santangelo. Who's that? Luca Santangelo. Okay. Oh, wow, he's got really long hair. Was this 4 weeks ago? Okay. You know what? You know what else too with long hair? If you're gonna have long hair, I feel like having straight hair doesn't necessarily look good on a guy. I feel like if you're a guy, having like an edgier look, like wavy or curly even. I want you guys to check out this guy. He's a buddy of mine. He lives in Orlando. Check this guy out. I just wrote it in the chat. His name is Ezekiel, but he goes by Zeke of Nature. He's got like 150,000 followers on TikTok, like 20,000 on Instagram. Check him out. This guy he's a masculine looking man. His physique is very nice. He's got a nice beard, and this dude's hair is like down to here, and it's curly. So like if he straightened his hair, it'd be down to like his feet. But this dude, good looking dude, also has very long hair. Check this guy out for those of you in the chat that are interested about, having long hair as a man. But yeah, this dude Luca, yeah, he's a masculine looking dude. He pulls it off. I feel like the only way you can pull off long hair, in my opinion, is if you have a masculine balance to kind of counteract with the femininity of having long hair, right? So it's cool. It's 100% doable. But I think in order for it to look the best, you need to have those attributes, those like additional attributes. Let's see what else. You got a really good hairline. Thanks, man. I try to keep it good. I mean, right now, like it's it's good, but the way that my hairstyle is set up right now, it looks like it's crooked, but it's not. Okay. Well, Mark Fu, you're in the right spot to learn how to cut your own hair. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, my friend. Bandelis, Kemi KM 8856. What is that? Kemi KM 8856. Oh, this reminds me of the Super Taper. The Super Taper 2. This looks honestly exactly like the Super Taper 2. It's even got the same design, just a different color. Huh. Yeah, I mean, look, this one looks good. I think the problem that I'm seeing is that it's corded. And typically corded clippers get very very hot really quickly, like quicker than clippers that are cordless. So the problem with these, I would think, I'm sure they're fantastic. They do a really good job cutting your hair, but the fact that it's corded, and it'll probably get very hot in your hands because it's corded, right? It's got the electricity running from the wall into the clipper the entire time that it's running. So your hands are gonna get hot. It's gonna be uncomfortable. And the fact that it's corded means, the cord's gonna be smacking around and hitting things, and you're gonna have to like fling it around. It's just an extra burden that you don't really need cutting your hair. So you can get a solid clipper that's cordless for under $50, and it'll do you just fine. I've been cutting my hair since the pandemic. I got better. Once you learn the basics, go from there. It'll just get better. Yeah, exactly. And this is something that I touched on in my most recent video that'll be posted, at least in the next month. A lot of people, when it comes to self haircuts, and I'm very passionate about this, but a lot of people, they see my self haircuts on YouTube, and they instantly think to themselves, "Oh, well, I can't do that. Like that. Look how hard that is. That's such a difficult haircut. I could never do that to myself, right?" So they see me giving myself an advanced self haircut. Meanwhile, one, it took me 13 years to obtain this knowledge, but I can teach it rapidly because of 13 years of knowledge is brilliant for me to teach. But you skipped the beginner to intermediate stages, right? So you might just see me giving myself a skin fade and be like, "Oh, I can't do that. That's way too difficult." But there's easier haircuts than just a skin fade. Like regular tapers, like a normal number 2 guard buzz cut with like a little bit of a lineup here and there, like you'd be done in 20 minutes. Like there's very beginner haircuts that you can do to start, to learn all the body positionings, the movements, looking at the mirrors, figuring out the arm positions, all of that stuff. There's plenty of beginner self haircuts that you can do before you get to the skin fades and all of that. Like that should be the goal, right? You want to start small and then work your way up. A lot of people watch the videos and they're like, "Oh, I can't do that. Look how difficult that is." It's like, well, yeah, I mean, if you've never put clippers in your hand before and you want to start cutting your hair and you jump to the most difficult haircut, you're not going to do a good job the first time. Like it's simple. You don't have the mechanics to do it. Like what's an example I can give you guys? Because I'm sure you guys understand where I'm going. Like, all right, if you're a mechanic, right, you fix cars for a living, right? You know automatically the problem that the dude brought the car in for, right? But you don't know that it took him 5 years of learning from 500 other clients that's the problem, right? There's so much history behind that knowledge that he knew right away that that's the problem. Same thing, right? You have to start small. You have to build up the experience in order to get to that position. My thing is with the course, the coaching calls, I rapidly increase the time it takes you to go from beginner to expert to advanced, right? I rapidly increase the time. So that's the huge benefit about it, right? There's someone in my course. He's been cutting his hair for 8 months. He joined the course after 2 coaching calls. His self haircuts, if I were to rate them, the first one, the first coaching call we did, I'd give it like a 2 or a 3. The second one, like a 7, right? And then he only missed like 1 or 2 steps for that second coaching call. Those steps. If he had those 2 steps for that coaching call, I would have gave him like a 9. So probably the next one I do with him will probably be like a 9. So within literally 2 coaching calls, this dude went from a 2 to a 7, and they're like an hour each, and that's within less than 3 weeks. So I'm just saying, that's what I'm here for, to rapidly increase your ability to learn how to cut your hair. But where was I? I kind of veered off track. The Chemi Clipper, yeah. Corded, I wouldn't go for corded anymore. 2022, you can do cordless. Oh, I was talking about beginner haircuts. Learn the basics, go from there. Yep, okay. Thanks for your encouragement. Do you like real tattoos? Personally, it doesn't bother me. I'm not somebody that can see myself getting one. A lot of people have them nowadays. I feel like it was really big a few years ago and it kind of died down. I've never been interested in getting one. Not really. I don't really see the benefit to getting one for me. But for other people, I think they can look really cool. So it's just, it's cool. I'm whatever about it. If you want good, cheap clippers, get the gold Circer clippers. I've heard of them. Is this Circer? There's so many. Yeah, these are on like Amazon. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, they look just like the Kimmy clippers. Circer or Soup Rent. Yeah, I mean, look, any cordless clipper around 40-50 bucks should be a really good starter clipper. And once the blade needs replacing, you can get the Babless Fade Blade. Is 30 years old too late to start cutting your hair? That's a fantastic question. Is 30 years old too late to start cutting your hair? And I will always say no, because if you're 30 years old and you still have a full head of hair, or you're even here watching my videos to begin with, that means you have hair. And that means you're going to have hair for a long time, which also means that's years and years and years of you potentially saving thousands and thousands of dollars, right? So, absolutely, if you're 30 years old, it's always a good time to start. 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old. If you've got a full head of hair, learn how to cut your hair. It's like within the first year, the amount of money you'll save is ridiculous. And again, this is why I say start small and work your way up, right? Everybody wants to it's like that thing where it's like everyone wants to get rich quick, but they don't want to put in the years of work to get there. But for this example, you don't need years of work to get there. And everybody wants to learn how to cut their own hair like that, but you still need to practice. It's just like anything in the world, right? Why do people go to university for 4 years to get a job that pays $40,000 a year? It's like you just spent 4 years, $100,000 to $200,000 to go to the school, and you're making 40,000. It's like that's a really crappy ROI. But here, it's like, okay, well, spend a couple $100 on some tools. Maybe I join Alex's course, maybe not, and boom, I'm saving $1,000 to $3,000 a year. Fantastic. So no, 30 years old, definitely not too late. There's never a too late time unless you're like bald, which you wouldn't be here if you were. All right, so I'm gonna be here for maybe another 10 minutes or so. Let me finish through these comments here. Kemi is a good knockoff brand to Waller Andis. I think that's a fair argument. I think it's fair. Kemi's definitely decent, but there are flaws. And I did do a video comparing like I compared 5 of the clippers that I have, and I compared them all to each other, and I chose the best ones, and I ranked them like from best to worst. You can find that video. I did it like a few months ago, but it was a good video. Do you think you'll lose your hair in the future? I mean, I think everybody kind of does, right? I mean, I know I have my parents have friends that still have full head of hair, and they're like 50s. So I'm like, maybe I'll get lucky and be that guy. So I don't know. Like, I'm hoping I do. So far, so good. You know, I don't see any balding. I'm 26. You know, I've had friends in college who were like 21, 22, who are already balding back here. You know, their hairline was already like all the way out to here, and at 21, 22. So I'm like, that isn't me right now. So maybe I have a chance. So if it happens, it happens. I'll just go bald. You know, if I start seeing some balding and it's like enough for me to not look the best, I'll probably just shave it all off and be bald and have a beard. I'll be one of those guys. Let's see. Do you recommend weekly self cuts? Um, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I feel like that's a personal preference. Honestly, do you want to have a new haircut every week? That's kind of it. Um, I like having a new haircut every 2 weeks. You know, I give myself some time for it to grow, and then I cut it. It's like a nice little transformation, you know, from day 1 to day 14 transformation. Boom. You know, if you want to do it every week, by all means, it's, you know, do you want to do it every week? You know, just like I like to do it every 2 weeks, maybe you like to do it every week. You know, there's a subscriber of mine, and you guys are going to see a video on this really soon, that gets a haircut every single week from a barbershop. And just wait for the video to see how much money he's spending. Just wait for it. It's absolutely ridiculous how much money he's leaving on the table by not knowing how to cut his own hair. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, my friends. Bi-weekly is recommended. I mean, there's nothing really recommended. It's personal preference. You know, if you want to do it every week, go for it. If you want to do it every 2 weeks, go for it. If you want to do it once a month, go for it. You know, it doesn't really matter. But I do it every 2 weeks. I've been watching barbers do self cuts, so many fading methods. Yeah, there's a lot of fading methods, but me personally, you know, I've been doing this for 13 years, cutting my own hair, and you know, I've said it a few times in the most recent videos, but what I teach is a strict. I teach one method, and that's like the go-to method for self haircuts is guideline fade, guideline fade, guideline fade, guideline fade, right? Always fade the hard line after the guideline, right? I don't, you know, I've tried out all of these different methods. Guideline, 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 fade, 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 down fade, up fade, all of these different things. Different clippers, different guard numbers. It's too much. So I teach very, very simple process, very simple sequence. Guideline fade, guideline fade, guideline fade. Boom, done. And it's the best way to do it, in my opinion. From what I found from 13 years of experience, this is the best way that I found for me to work. And this is what I teach. Why good barbers always bald? I don't know. You know what's funny? I feel like I've seen there's a lot of good barbers that have like a bunch of tattoos. Like it's weird. Like you ever go in, like I've never been to a barbershop like that. Like I've never actually been to a barbershop to cut my hair. Only like hair salons when I was a little kid, right? I started when I was 13, so I was like a little kid. I've never been to an actual barber shop. But every time I see YouTube videos, right? And I look and I like can get a glimpse of like the other barbers in the shop, and I see a dude that's just got tats like crazy, or he's bald with a beard, I'm like, I know that guy's good. Like, I don't even need to see his work. I just know he's good. Like, I can just tell that he's good. And I could be wrong, but every time I see a dude that's got a bunch of tattoos or like bald and with a beard, I'm like, he's probably really good. Still doing your brows? I'm lacking, man. Yeah, absolutely. I do the same thing that I've been doing. I think one of the first 10 videos I made on my YouTube channel was a eyebrow video, and I still do. I do the same thing, but I think I grew my eyebrows every week, just like my beard. That I do every week, but the haircut every 2 weeks. I think most people are afraid of cutting their own hair because if they mess up, they have messed up for a week or two. Well, the problem is there's nothing to be afraid of when you're doing simple haircuts. You know, everyone wants to, like I mentioned earlier in the live, a lot of people, they see me, with my haircuts on YouTube. They're like, oh, skin fade, mid fade, high fade, this fade, that fade. Everyone wants to have zero experience and then just jump into giving themselves fades. It's like, you can't do that. You physically cannot do that. Like, why are you setting yourself up for failure? It's like having enough money in the bank to buy a freaking Lamborghini, but then the second you start making the payments, you're like, oh crap, I forgot gas. I have to pay for gas every 2 days, and that's $100, and I didn't account for gas or insurance or all of these things, and maintenance. Like, what if something happened? I got a flat tire. Well, a tire is like $1,000. Like you can't skip all of the beginning stages. You can't just skip all that to go to the end product. That's the biggest problem. You got to crawl before you can walk. You got to walk before you can jog. You got to jog before you can run. You got to run before you can sprint. Yeah, but eyebrows is worse. Long process. Also don't look fun. Yeah, I think with eyebrows, just you want to keep everything rigid, right? The second your eyebrows become more feminine looking is when they're like curvy and like round and whatnot. Keep them like line. Like, I want to see edges. I want to see lines. Like like nothing like woo curly, like curvy. I don't want that. That's what makes it feminine. You want hard, rigid lines. Like, men are supposed to be, the masculine is like rigid, hard, like not soft, not easily bendable, right? So you want hard lines. Also getting a clipper with typically, yeah, a fade, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure which one, if it's a taper blade or a fade blade, but whichever one has like the curvature to it is definitely the better one. I agree your fading method is effective. Thank you. That's me right now, spending a lot of money weekly. Yep, you gotta stop, dude. You gotta stop wasting your money going to the barbershop. I'm telling you. Rudy, what's up, dude? How you doing? Keep it 100. Getting haircut weekly is outrageous. How much hair does hair grow within a week? Depends on the person, but it's not a lot. Yeah, I think it's just for people that constantly want to look really good. Constantly, like every week. I think it's a lot, but some people, they're willing to do it. Some people, they want to do it. It is what it is. Personal preference. It's not up to me. But yeah, got you. Thanks, bro. Perfect. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. We've been on for what, 45 minutes. Awesome. Hopefully, again next week, I can jump on at the time that I want to do it at 10:30 on Thursday. Hey, yo, Alec, what's good, dude? Yabba dabba doo. That's what's up, my man. All right, you guys. But yeah, next week, hopefully I can do it again. Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's when I would like to do it every single week. Lots of new things, cool things happening with the self-care course. If any of you guys are beginner and want to join the course or jump on a coaching call with me, the links are in the description. Definitely consider it. I'm not out here doing anybody dirty. Believe me, there's a lot of positivity, a lot of good results shown within all of my students. So just take that with a grain of salt. Think about it, and if you want to join, if you want to, pay for one of the services, fantastic. If not, no worries. I still am gonna be posting free YouTube videos. So that's it. Stay fresh. All right. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Even tomorrow, new video. All right. Peace.